Today for Full Album Friday, we're going to check out Brian Eno's absolutely masterful 1974 record, Here Come the Warm Jets. The reality is there are only a small handful of people throughout the entire history of music who are able to work on both sides of the glass, as both a musician and a producer, and Brian Eno may be the best of all of them. This is the man who produced everyone from the Ramones to Talking Heads to Dido to Coldplay. And whether he was working on his own or as a member of Roxy Music or a number of other projects, you'd be hard-pressed to find someone with as wide-ranging a resume as he has. But when it comes to understanding Brian Eno's brand of musical genius, this album is simply beyond words, and it really needs to be experienced firsthand to be properly understood and appreciated. The big thing on this record is just how much is going on, because the fact of the matter is at first listen, you can barely tell. There's just so much musical layering here that literally every single time you listen to this album, you discover brand new things, and that becomes one of the most rewarding and engaging parts of the record. Also, this record is important in terms of all the bands that pulled influence, because the fact of the matter is this is pretty much the record that is the blueprint for everything Talking Heads and a number of other groups would do. The vocal style, the rhythmic angle, just so many elements here. What you have to keep doing is reminding yourself that this record did it first. But the overall musical excellence here makes a lot more sense once you understand the other people in the studio with Brian Eno for this record. You've got Robert Fripp, Simon King, every member of Roxy Music except for Brian Ferry, and a long list of other top-notch musicians. But even with these shifting lineups, the overall sound and mood is consistent and unwavered, truly displaying what it means to make a perfect art rock or art pop record. It's the wildly intriguing tones and moods that draw you in at every turn here. And from the almost creepy vocals that you find on Babies on Fire, to the amazingly eerie sounds of Driving Me Backwards, to the wonderful melodies you'll find on Dead Finks Don't Talk, this album really has it all, and it does it brilliantly. But one of the coolest things about this record is the fact that all of the lyrics were written after the music was done. And Brian Eno basically constructed these songs by sitting in the booth, listening to the music, and he would say random words and syllables and jot them down on paper, and that's how the lyrics formed. This is what causes some of these songs to seem like the lyrics are completely nonsensical, but it again shows the true level of artistry at play on this album. Any way you want to approach this album, there's just nothing like it anywhere else in music history. And you can hear elements from glam and punk and blues and even jazz throughout these songs. But there's always this addictive pop sensibility to them, making them stand in a category all their own. Simply put, Here Come the Warm Jets is a work of musical genius in its own galaxy. And if you've never experienced it for yourself, trust me, you need to do that right away. Thank me later.